What is up, RetroManiacs? Welcome to the Retro Card Chat Podcast. My name is Mike, and I'm from Mike's Retro Trading Cards. This is the part of the show where I usually give you something funny or something witty or something informative. But this week, I simply want to say I wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, have a happy holiday. I got both in there. Don't cancel me. That's all I got for you this week. I'm joined by my two favorite elves, Joe Day and EP Eric Pahalik. How we doing, boys? Felt really weird being serious there. Really
yeah,
weird.
That was weird. Though both of us have played Santa in the past.
Yes, we have.
EP, he plays an elf every day. So
every day.
Yeah,
it's not. I'm not playing. It's just who I am. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everyone.
So, how's it going, everybody? What's up, Joe?
I got some fun stuff here at the top. All right, first things first. I want to show you possibly the most famous card in the eBay authentication program history. We've got the 1999 DeForest Kelley autograph from Star Trek Series 3 or Season 3 from Skybox. Look at that beautiful autograph.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They sent it back once because of the damage on the back that was disclosed. And then the buyer didn't want it, even though, again, damage was disclosed. And then they sent it back again because apparently it was trimmed. Okay, sure. But my buddy John asked me, what's your advice? What would you do with this card? I said, I think PSA might have won on this one. We might have to get it authenticated in some way, shape, or form before you sell it again. And he agreed. So he sent it to me. He's never done anything. He's never submitted a card or anything. So he sent it to me, asked me if I would handle it. I absolutely will. And you can't see it in front of me, boys. But just like the decision back with LeBron James, I have some hats laid out in front of me on where I'm going to be sending this card. Again, you can't see them. They are in front of me. But we've made the decision on where to send this card. Let me just take this off here. Sorry for the bald spot, everyone. Let me get this hat here. That's right. We're going with Beckett, everyone. We are going with Beckett. And man, oh man, I hope nothing happens between now and the end of the show. Don't say anything. If something happens by now and the end of the show, I doubt it, though. I think we're going to go with Beckett. I think that's the call. So,
that's
John,
safe call.
I think because it's the surface on the back that has some issues, but I think with the edges, corners, surface on the front, I think it'll get good subgrades. I think we'll be safe. We're going to go with Beckett. That's the decision. Can't wait to send this off to BGS at some point soon. So
just get it there quick. That's all I'm saying.
Again, I doubt anything between now and the end of the show will change that decision.
Probably not, but get it there quick.
Okay. Express mail. Definitely express mail.
So another thing, this is, boys, it's been a rough couple of weeks in the hobby. There's been some terrible stories out there. And I just wanted some good news. I needed some good news in my life, not just with the hobby, just life in general. And we finally got some. Let me just hold on a second. Let me just get my champagne flute out.
Well, it looks like you're celebrating.
I am celebrating. Get a little champagne out here. Because just like the 72 Dolphins do it, I am going to hold up a glass of champagne. It is now 30 straight years that EP Eric Pahalik and the SBNEs have not won the League One championship.
Cheers.
30 years in a row, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Oh, I love it. Quite a streak you have going there, EP.
30 straight, baby. Here's the 30 more.
Why break it? I mean,
here's the 30 more.
Now, yeah.
I'm Cal Ripken Jr. of fantasy football.
It's you and Dave Kimber.
Dave Kimber, yeah.
What a group to be in. But yes, 30 straight years from 1996 until 2005. Now, to be fair, Mike and I did not win it this year either, but we have won many in the past. EP, on the other hand, 0 for 30.
0 for 30.
And I do need to close the circle on one last fantasy football thing. We did talk about it going at the end of last week's show. The EP and I played each other in our League 3 game. And I got to admit it, boys, I lost. I lost that game. No. I did not cover the spread. So I ended up winning, but it didn't feel like a great win. So
yeah, I'm not playing this week, so I don't think you won. I don't know how that works in your head. But I had I had 4 playoff teams, all 4 of them losses. My worst fantasy football season ever. I didn't have a single team in the semifinals. So
I'll tell you this, EP, the way my team looks, it's like I'm not playing this week either. So don't feel bad. I'm not going to make it to the finals there. But yeah, so cheers to 30 more, EP. Yeah. That's why we love you, brother.
Hey, listen, if I survive 30 more years on this planet, dude, I'm all for it, man.
Yep. You know,
I'll gladly lose 30 more fantasy seasons if it means I survive for 30 more years.
You know, it's your end of days if you win the championship. You're like, yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Just time to shut it down.
I'm done. Yep, I'm done now.
That podcast is going to be really interesting every week in 30 years. Oh, man.
All right. That's all I have, boys.
What's new and exciting with you, EP?
I mean, Christmas season, I didn't do any Christmas shopping until Saturday before Christmas. So it was a wild, crazy thing. I was walking around Walmart. I had a sweatshirt. I was sweating. It's like 5 million degrees or 5 million people. The baking aisle full of people. I had to make my own almond bark this year. Never had to do that before, but here I am. I did it. And so bad decisions are made.
Oh, wow.
Bad decisions are made.
Well,
this was a Topps Chrome mega box.
Does that mean it was opened?
Oh, it's been opened.
You did as great as I would suspect.
So I know you love this, Joe. It's 42 cards. $90 for 42 cards. What's the math on that? How much per card?
Too much. That's weird that it came up.
And that's the actual price they sell them for at Walmart.
Yes,
so
at Walmart. I bought it at retail. Yes, yeah. It's not on like secondary market or anything. $90.
Did you record it for the channel?
I did not, sir. No, I just wanted to open it. I just wanted to open it. If I pulled something cool, then I would do something. But I didn't.
I didn't care about the viewers.
I do. I care. I also care about my experience in the hobby, and I don't think I would have fun ripping it on camera. So
because it would make you sad the entire time. That's what.
Well, that and also it's Topps Chrome basketball, man. Like I mean, $90 is ridiculous though for any retail stuff, right?
People love to live vicariously through us when we make really dumb decisions.
Yeah,
people love that content.
Well, I mean, I might buy another one at some point. Just because I'm so stupid. I'm a stupid human. I'm a really stupid human.
That is stupid.
I was so happy though. Like as I'm going through these cards, knowing how horrible this decision was. But I'm going through Topps Chrome basketball. Like the refractors look like refractors. The X-Fractors look like X-Fractors. It's very, very cool. But
are you going to send stuff in to get graded?
No, there's nothing to be graded out of the 42 cards that I got.
What has that ever stopped you before?
When has that ever stopped you? Well said.
All right, I'll take a look at them. I'll let you guys know.
Oh, no.
Wow. Oh, well, great decision there, EP. I hope you do it again, and I hope you get it on video this time.
Yeah.
I want to, before we get into things, I want to let the viewers know it's our Christmas edition. So, of course, we're going to be doing our Christmas giveaway.
Yes.
A little catch is you have to watch to the end of the podcast because that's when we're going to be showing you what we're giving away and what you have to do to win. So, make sure you watch. Don't fast forward. Don't skip ahead. No, you stop. I saw what you were doing there. Don't do that. Watch the whole show. We have a lot of fun things to talk about today. So
we had some additional content out this week too. Go check that out. Definitely. I did a video about international trade policy. Definitely check that one out. That was a lot of fun. While Mike and I are making additional content, EP, come on, man! You gotta get up there. You gotta start doing some stuff for us.
He's ripping cards, not on camera.
Once football season's over, I'm gonna start recording more stuff.
That's a long.
That season's been going on for like 3 years.
The longest football season
brother.
ever.
All right. Well, we got a lot to get to, so let's get into it. I don't know if you've heard, but Joe, you might want to cover your ears for this one. Collectors bought Beckett. So PSA is now owned by the same company that owns Beckett. Joe, I'm sorry you didn't know this, did you? Of course they did, unless you've been living under a rock for pretty much the last. Oh my God!
It's almost like you had that. Almost like you had that planned out.
Almost. Wow.
Well, just a proviso to earlier with that card. If the grading company I chose was bought by another grading company, I then would go with that grading company, obviously. So that's why I had this PSA hat on the ready, just in case. This is actually a PSA hat, not a Beckett hat with blue tape saying PSA over top of it.
I sure hope they're paying you to have that on here. But yeah, Collectors has bought Beckett. This now gives Collectors 79% market share in the grading market. Beckett will continue to operate independently, of course, just like SGC. And for those wondering, Dragon Shield and Southern Hobby were not part of the deal. Remember, Collectivists bought Beckett and all that was under there, but just Beckett, the Beckett brands have been sold in this deal as far as I know. So yeah, the big news that everybody knows about, but we haven't chimed in yet, is that Beckett has now been bought by PSA parent company Collectors.
Nothing wrong here. I see no problems. I think what might happen, and follow me on this one. I think they could take Beckett and turn it into a boutique grading company.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I think so. They could do the boutique grading of subgrades and all that, the 9.5, and just, not let them have specials, not let them, grade anything, a group submitter, nothing like that. You really want to dive in on the whole boutique thing because you have PSA, but then why not have a couple of boutique graders next to PSA?
Yeah.
What a joke.
How many boutique offshoot companies does one company need? Right? Like,
depends on how many they can buy. Yeah.
They do get the subgrades, which I guess makes them different from SGC. I mean, but still, like, man, like this is.
They have two boutique ones until they run both of them out of business, and they have no boutique ones. This is the classic. Let's buy our competition, not so much for market share, but to pilfer their graders. Let's be honest. That's what this is all about. And quite honestly, one of the things I don't think I've heard anyone talking about with this acquisition is the acquisition of CBCS, which is the comic book grading side of it as well. The current head of comic book grading at PSA is the former head of comic book grading at Beckett. And he is going to bring all his old friends over, and they're going to rival CGC, not just in cards now. They obviously are the number one to CGC's number two in cards, but it's the reverse in comic books. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're not just trying to pilfer the card graders, which it will be a help because those card graders grade a lot of the TCG stuff, which PSA is getting a big influx of, obviously. But also those comic book graders, they want to really push CGC on that front. Wouldn't surprise me if that was a big part of it as well. Before PSA got into it, CBCS was the number two behind CGC. And so I think that could be a big factor for it as well. But the long and short of it is Beckett's going to be gone. Pour one out. I threw my hat in disgust jokingly, but pour one out. Beckett's done as we know it as a grading brand, and anyone who's going to push back on that has the absolute worst fucking memory ever.
Really?
Like all these people, and I see the content creators do it too. Our buddy Dustin was kind of like pushing back that, oh no, Beckett will stick around. Dude, where were you like a year ago? Literally a year ago when they did the same thing to SGC. They did it before. They're doing it again. And they'll do it a third time if they have a chance.
Yeah, in our texting back and forth about this earlier in the week, Joe, Mike shared the letter or whatever, saying that Beckett's going to run independently or whatever, and Joe like crossed it out and wrote SGC on it and said, there, I fixed it, and sent it back to the group. And it's like a carbon copy of what happened there, and it's disappointing because I'm not a fan of Beckett. I don't like their slabs at all, but competition is good. The subgrades are a good thing as well, and so to see them go away is terrible. Joe brought up the comics thing, and he brought that up to us, and I hadn't thought about that at all. But that's like PSA's newest venture, right? To getting into the comics, and so finding a way to, like you said about pilfering the graders for the cards, it's a good way to get to get graders for cards, because if you can't train people fast enough, so just buy another company, take all their graders. But on the comic side, you're getting, like you said, Joe, the number 2 grading company for comics. You're getting all those graders for that side of it. So
comic book grading is a lot more intensive than card grading is. It takes a lot more time. Right, you have to look at more than just the front and back of one piece of paper.
Right. Right.
So that I think that's getting those type of graders in to really push CGC, I think is a big win for them.
Yeah, I think the comic side of this might have been the main reason they did that. And they're going to do the same thing with the comic grading they did with SGC, though. It's all going to be PSA within a certain amount of time. But I mean, it's just crazy. This kind of came out of the blue. But in case you're worried that it's a monopoly, let me let you know that Jeff Wilson decided to chime in to make everybody feel better about this purchase. Let me read the tweet. He tweeted out, this is verbatim, lots of talk about collectors PSA's acquisition of Beckett, making them a monopoly. Some perspective, because we always need perspective from Jeff. I'm glad he's here to lend perspective for all of us dumb idiots that are in the hobby. PSA graded 500,000 cards last week. Beckett graded 18,000. Does buying a company that does less than 4% your size make you a monopoly? Jeff, I apologize. I called you an idiot last week, because now I don't know what to call you this week, because this is one of the most idiotic things that I've ever seen. Yes, it doesn't have to do with the size. I tweeted out, give you some other numbers. PSA has now eliminated 66.7% of the other major grading options. You're eliminating options for the consumer. So yes, that does make it a monopoly. They are pretty much everything. Their vertical integration with everything going on here. It's just they own everything. Collectors don't have a choice anymore. When you eliminate 2 of the 3 main competitors, yes, that makes it monopolistic behavior. And even our friend Paul Lesko responded to Jeff saying, the percentage of market share matters in antitrust. They already have above 50% and 66.7 benchmarks and are now 75%. So yeah, it probably matters to the analysis of that factor. He's a lawyer. I'm not, but we both agree that, yeah, you idiot, this does matter. It doesn't matter the size of Beckett or how many cards they're grading. It matters the choice that people have in grading. And for somebody who's supposed to be a great business person, I don't know. You're just clearly a PSA kiss ass. You're on their payroll, or you're worried about them getting mad at you. Just fess up to all that and admit what you are.
Either fess up or don't say anything.
Or don't say anything. Well, he can't say anything. So.
I think you're completely wrong, Mike. He's not an idiot. This is intentional. This is not a dumb person saying
but
dumb
things. He's an idiot to think that he can say stuff like this and actually convince people, because he got ratioed big time on this by it does not work for him because of who he is. He thinks because of who I am, this will work, but it doesn't because of who he is, because nobody believes him.
Right. Like the people that are clued in. But again, I think he's just trying to reach the people that don't watch content like ours. They Google sports card content and his comes up first, because it always does. And it's really well produced. And he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Those are the people he's trying to convince. He's not trying to convince people that watch our show or keep themselves clued in or watch sports card radio or things like that. He's a shill. He's a corporate shill. Absolutely 100%, whether it's for Fanatics, whether it's for PSA, he's an absolute shill to those companies. And everything that comes out of his mouth, you have to your eyebrows have to raise up, your ears have to perk up a little bit, because it's not like he's going to be forthright with his actual opinion on things. He might believe this. I doubt it. I mean, he's looking at this and he's like, I'm sorry, Nat Turner is dressed up like, what's his name? The little Monopoly man with the monocle and the top hat, right?
Doesn't have a monocle. That's
no monocle.
Oh, is that one of those?
Mandela.
Oh, that was Mr.
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect. Thank you.
Yeah.
But his top hat and his long tail on his tuxedo coat. Yeah, it's just Jeff Wilson just trying to make his boss, Nat Turner, sound like he's not doing something illegal.
Yeah, Joe, you hit the nail on the head with the I think with your first take. When people go to YouTube and they search sports cards Beckett Monopoly, like his video is gonna be the top one. He might have the top 2 or 3 videos on this, right? So I mean, that's what he's trying to reach that kind of audience. They're not finding our video. Like our video, probably on the second page of their thing. I saw a tweet, or maybe somebody said it on this podcast, but they said that the market share is going to be 79%. I know Lesko's numbers were different, but 79%, that is a huge, huge amount of the market share. Like you said, Mike, taking away the options and then having that large of a share, that just like it screams, hey, somebody look at this right now.
Well, in case you thought Jeff was having a bad week, he decided to tweet something out that he figured everybody could agree on. So I'll read this one too. Why not? Since we're doing it. He tweeted that collectors should get rid of the 9.5 gem mint scale because collectors want 10s. They should reholder all of the 9.5s as 10s, and then said, can we all agree on this? And much to his and everybody else's surprise, that no, people couldn't agree that we should just take a completely different grading system, that the cards were graded on a different standard, and just make them all 10s when they already have 10s that exist that are better than the 9.5s. But apparently Jeff thought this would be one thing that he could get people to agree with him about. Didn't work.
He tweeted out something later, and it was like, I could save a puppy from a burning building. Yeah, and I responded back, this is how you can tell a politician has lost the narrative, when they have to say, I could cure cancer, but blank would still hate me. He's doing that with these hobby takes for sure. No, because again, Jeff, it's a 9.5 for a reason. Yes, it's called Gem Mint, but it doesn't. PSA's Gem Mint and their Gem Mint are two different things. Like, that would be like saying, well, should we take the 10s from BGS and have them crossed over to PSA 10s as well? No, they're different. It's a different system. It's a different scale. Some of the Alico 3 refers to them as fake gems. They have just the minimum amount of 9.5s to give them a gem. And a lot of the time, the thing that holds it back is the centering from being a full 9.5 all 4. It's usually the centering that holds it back, which PSA is cracking down on centering, being a little bit, having to be a little bit more perfect. So no, you can't do that. And we're going to talk about a story about their grade guarantees here in a little bit. What are you doing if you take these 9.5s, put them into 10 slabs, and then 5 years later, someone's like, this doesn't look like a 10. I want money, please. Like, you moron? Like, that's, in my opinion, he might actually believe this one. And this one makes him seem dumb as a brick too, because he clearly doesn't know. This is a guy who took a card, put it into a little rubber holder and threw it across the concrete floor to prove that it, the slab protector is good for the slab. Yeah, but it's not good for the card that just got smashed around in there, you douche. So like, I don't know. There's he has had some great takes this week. It's just
he has, yeah. He's had a rough week.
Oh, what a butt.
If we could do any supercut of anything from this show where we do one thing that happens, the number of times Joe references Jeff Wilson putting the card in the rubber thing and then throwing it across the room, because he references it so often. I would love to just see a supercut of every single time he's done it. It would be stupidly amazing.
It's so dumb.
Oh yeah. I don't disagree. I like, we'll use the word moron. I was trying to think, is moronical? Would that be the word to describe something being done by a moron? Because this feels like this. Like, let's just, like, this is the worst take out of a lot of bad takes. I feel like this is the worst take, to just say, let's just get rid of the 9.5.
Let's make them 10s.
Which is like just stupid. I wonder if
he didn't come out with this take with SGC either, did he? When SGC was bought, he didn't say just take the SGCs and convert them over to 10s, did he? I don't think so. I wonder if there's a conversation like the next morning where like Teapot was like, oh shoot, Jeff got all sauced up and was on Twitter again last night. And then, but you say that and like making Teapot sound like the normal one, but this guy is saying that there's an underground hub of USPS employees that have this cabal stealing packages from going to PSA. So I don't know who's in charge of the crazy people over there at Cards HQ, but man, oh man, they got some winners.
Just make sure you support small content creators, because this is why these people are in the pockets of all these big companies. They're shills for all of them. The small channels like us and others out there, we give you honest opinions. We look into this stuff. We give you our thoughts. We give you our opinions, and it's not being bought and paid for from somebody. That should matter in this hobby. So support small channels. We don't care if we're not 300 and some thousand subscriber channel. I would just rather talk honestly to the viewers than to make a little bit of money to have to lie about it. I couldn't do that.
Right. It didn't have to be a lot of money. I would do it for a lot of money, but a little bit? No, I'm not doing it for a little bit.
He's not making a lot.
And just to be clear, like, this is not a Jeff rage baiting everybody kind of thing, right? Like, we actually think this is a targeted, like a decision was made to tweet these things, right? This is not him rage baiting.
I think he thought it was a good idea. Yeah.
I think this is him working with PSA's PR team, right?
Absolutely.
Like, they're giving him talking points because, well, if the biggest name in the hobby says it, maybe he'll get those newbie type collectors. Maybe he'll get the ones that don't watch channels like ours, aren't as clued in. I think those are the target for PSA right now.
But if you were going to try to just destroy your boutique grading company, getting rid of the 9.5s would probably do it, right? Like that. If there's something like this,
getting rid of the 9.5s and getting rid of subgrades, that'll do it real quick.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, is it a monopoly? Is it not a monopoly? I don't know. But apparently, Representative Patrick Ryan, no, not that Patrick Ryan, but a different Patrick Ryan, congressman from New York State, has called for the FTC to investigate collectors' holdings acquisition of SGC and BGS. He was quoting it as saying that collectors' domination is compounded by vertical integration as it controls grading capacity, price analytics through card ladder, and participates in buying and selling graded cards, creating a severe conflict of interest. No shit. But it's the first time that we have seen anybody that is part of government say these words that we all say in the hobby. Like, we know this stuff. Conflict of interest? No, really? Yeah, it is. But now there's actually a politician, probably won't get anything done, I'm going to guess on this, but I feel like they're opening up the bottle of beer. They're letting, what is it, a can of worms, something like that. They're letting the toothpaste out of the tube, whatever you want to say. It started. Yes, I had a little bit of trouble there, but we're finally seeing somebody who is actually somebody outside of our hobby that is saying, hey, this isn't right. This is a good first step.
It is. And Congressman Ryan, I'm sure, has a lot of BGS slaps. He is very upset about this right now. I'm
probably a different Patrick Ryan. I don't know.
No, I don't think the P Ryan has BGS labs. Maybe this guy does. I mean, we've said this before, and I'll say it again. What this hobby needs is someone that knows the hobby to be in government or the legislator or the judiciary somewhere, because we've joked around about some of these hobby cases where I'll make the joke that the judge has no idea what's going on. The lawyers have no idea what's going on in a lot of these cases because they can't wrap their minds around these little pieces of cardboard having such value in a plastic case, right? Like what is going on here? So I wouldn't be surprised if him or a member of his staff is actually a collector. It wouldn't shock me in the least, because where does this come from if it doesn't come from CGC?
He is a collector.
Yeah, is he a collector? Okay. So that's good. We need more of that. I mean, maybe he's a huge CGC fanboy. Who knows? Maybe that's why he's doing it. But like you said, Mike, it's a good first step, because now you have opened Pandora's box. The eyeballs will be on this at the very least. And while it might not go somewhere now, at least the radar has to be up for Nat Turner and be like, well, we were going to buy Tag, but now we better hold off. I don't know. That's probably the best case scenario. And at this point, I don't see any situation where we've talked about maybe CGC selling to collectors at some point. I don't see any situation where that that sale would get okayed, right? I mean,
hope not. Yeah.
You would hope not, but that would be the next logical step if someone didn't have eyeballs on this.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that he was a collector, Mike. I know when I shared the photo of I shared the Sports Collectors Digest story about this. They had a photo of the guy. He looked about our age-ish. So I was like, maybe this guy's a collector. I didn't look more into it, but I'm glad to hear that. And that's like you said, that's what we need. We need the collectors to be part of it. And my thought was, well, first off, when you were reading the whole thing, I was like, man, lawyers use words, man. Like you can tell all those politicians, a lot of them are lawyers, because they had these word salads trying to say stuff. But I think one of the more important things here is that this guy is just the first guy to say this, but I think there are important eyes looking at it. There's more than just him looking at it. If he's saying it, he's being vocal about it, but I bet you there are a lot more people that are looking into this. He's just the first person to say it. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. I think this is probably like there's just said, the first step, or Mike said it, that this is the first step, and it's a good first step in my opinion.
Okay. So I wanted to bring this up, since this isn't really regulation of the hobby, but they do want to look into the antitrust status of that sale. I know I can already feel people starting to type, but I want to have a little bit of discussion about, is it time for broader regulation in the hobby? The free market people, first of all, just stop, because if something is a monopolistic behavior in a free market, it is no longer a free market. So stop with the free market bullshit, because when companies control everything, it's no longer a free market. So that doesn't apply. It's not, free markets don't allow for one company to own everything. It's supposed to be competition, and competition being able to enter a market. And clearly in the grading space and the card manufacturing space, that's not a possibility. I have a question for you. I was thinking about this, and I couldn't come up with a good answer. But if Fanatics wants a particular card to end up in the hands of a particular collector, what in the world is stopping that from happening? They print the cards. They own the company that packages and collates the cards. They distribute the cards. They allocate the cards. They own the breaking site where the breakers who they give the cards to break the items. They control the payments of the stuff on their breaking site. They also have Fanatics Collect to sell stuff from there. But just think about, okay, is there a world where we could send a case to a breaker and let this person who collects somebody know that the person that they want is in this break? We will make sure that you get it through our system because they're handling the payments, and the card will be broken. It'll go to somebody who won it on Fanatics Live, and nobody will ever know that they intentionally did that. Now, this, I feel like I should be wearing Joe's conspiracy hat, but at the same time, when there's no transparency and Fanatics owns everything they do, how do you know that's not happening? How do you know the Tom Brady baseball card with the inscription that has never shown up wasn't given to somebody that was a certain somebody? The Yamamoto MLB debut card that hasn't turned up, the LeBron and Steph Curry and KD from Topps Now, that never turned up. How do we have no idea? They say, oh yeah, this is all random. Is it? Somebody wanted that card. Topps could make that card, send it to them. They don't have to say they have it, but they have it, and nobody will ever know. Am I nuts here, or is this something that is truly something more people should be thinking about?
I as you can see by EP's lighting, he's getting sadder and sadder as you say that.
I got very sad. Like I made a pretty big realization. I'm very, very sad right now. Very, very sad.
So beyond all of that too, the space for breaking is getting smaller and smaller and smaller as well, to the point where Fanatics only really works with their hand-picked breakers. I forgot to mention this at the top. Pour one out for Dynasty Breaks. Our buddy Dane had his allocation taken away. He's going to be done with Fanatics at the beginning of next year. Really, really a shame. Fanatics can go fuck themselves for doing that. So I waited long enough into the video to really drop that one. But like they're consolidating the power of the breakers as well, because if you're only letting a handful of breakers get product and they're the big ones, yeah, of course you can. If the wrong case ended up going to Dynasty Breaks and a random collector pulled one of those cool cards, well, that wouldn't be cool for Fanatics. They wouldn't like that. They want their people to get this stuff. So while it seems outlandish as you describe it, as you think more about it, it's like, well, why? Like, why wouldn't it be a possibility that they're doing this stuff? I mean, these major companies have gotten away with pretty much everything they want to get away with impunity, without any ramifications. It's a champagne taken end. Yeah,
they've been punin. Yeah,
they have been punin. I like with no ramifications whatsoever for the last couple of years now. So why would they stop? Right? Like, why wouldn't they just do what they want to do? I don't even think they have to go through this whole convoluted, let's get it to the right breaker. Let's just say a huge collector just bought a case and they sent him a case and that case had it in there. Like you wouldn't even have to go through the whole breaker thing unless you wanted to be broke on Fanatics Live, which sure, maybe
that's the thing though. You could make it look like, oh, a random person got this on Fanatics Live, and that would help draw more business to Fanatics Live for other stuff where people aren't getting these cards,
and it would help.
And it still goes to the person that won it
and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
The answer to your question, Mike, are the odds in the back of the pack. That's the bottom line. The odds in the back of the pack say everybody has a chance to get the cards. This is what the odds are of pulling this insert set, pulling this whatever. But we've had so many examples of people pulling their own rookie card or people pulling the card they were looking for, that there is a significant amount of smoke, in my opinion, showing that is happening, that they are making sure these people are getting these cards. And in that case, that means that those cards are out of the pool. So the odds are a lie, right? The odds on the back of the pack, the odds on that post on their website are a lie, and nobody's regulating that. And that is where to answer your question, like as part of this broader conversation, like they're like you said, they can or do whatever they want with those cards, and nobody's telling them otherwise. Even though the stated odds are saying I have a chance to pull that. I can't think of an example of any of the cards that we've talked about, but we've talked about a number of cards where somebody opened up a box and they pulled their own rookie card, or they pulled a big hit from that set or whatever. And there have been too many times for it to happen, for it to be just a coincidence. And that is, in my opinion, makes the odds of a fake, a lie. Like, and that was the thing that I was like, I can't believe. Like, when came that realization, I was writing it down here on the thing. Like, the odds on the back of the pack is the answer, but they're not true anymore.
And trust me, I don't want the government to have to stick their nose into my hobby, but at the same time, Ziggy used to always say, well, the hobby needs to self-regulate, which would be great if they did, but clearly they're not. Fanatics and PSA, they're not going to self-regulate themselves. It's just like, even think about all the ways that you can like divert laws and like tax law and stuff like that. Say I'm an influencer from Fanatics. They can give me a marketing box that has a $10,000 card in it. Instead of paying me directly, I get this card. I can sell this to somebody for cash. I never have to report it as income. They don't have to report that they paid money for me. Like, it's crazy when you start thinking about all the ways that they can like manipulate things and get around different laws, and especially tax law. Like, with people, they are literally printing money, and they can divvy the money out any way they want to. Are you ever going to know that if a Fanatics employee is told, okay, buy into this break, and they'll get like a $5,000 bonus that isn't on the books anywhere, like, because they got a $5,000 card. We'll make this card. You're going to get that player. Like, it's crazy if you sit down and think about all the dirty ways you could do it. I'm not saying they are, but it doesn't even matter if they are. It matters if the potential exists.
Self-regulation is all fine and good if there were actual competition within companies to create self-regulation, right? Like Fanatics has no reason to self-regulate because they have no one competing against them in any sort of real way.
They had one company one time supposedly do an audit of whether or not they knew where hits went.
Exactly. So
they paid the company to do it too.
Right. Exactly. So there's no real incentive for them to self-regulate because there's no Panini is going to be gone here shortly, right? There's no Upper Deck, Rittenhouse. They're just trying to survive in this hobby at this point. So when you have no one to hold your feet to the fire, what's the point? Same thing with PSA. Their true competition is CGC. Well, CGC is a pretty big business as well, and I don't think they want to rock the boats of they're probably like, oh yeah, self-regulation is fine for us too. Because they don't want to be regulated either, because the grading companies, they make money out of thin air. Like, they can take a card that clearly is not a 10, slap a 10 on it, and that card went from a $5 card to a $5,000 card
all these quick. Companies can print money. Grading companies and Fanatics by printing cards. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Both you guys have to take the conspiracy helmet off. I mean, this is crazy. I don't think there is absolutely no way that people would get into this exciting new asset class and try to take advantage of the tax evasion type stuff. There's no way it would happen.
Yeah.
Exciting new asset class. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All those people, right? Every one of those people that calls it exciting new asset class are part of the problem. They're doing it.
But there are just certain things that need regulation. There are. And when you're a collector, you need to see past the government's bad and they're just going to make things worse. I don't know if you're being taken advantage by a company over and over and over again, and you don't have a real shot at something like a debut patch or something like a 101. You don't have a real shot at those, and the rich people do. I don't know. Maybe it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. And it's not a couple $100 million industry anymore. It's billions of dollars now. Yep. So a lot of money.
Individual cards are selling for millions of dollars, right? Individual cards are selling for millions. Yeah.
All right. Well, Joe alluded to it a little bit ago, but there was a PSA 10 Wilt Chamberlain rookie card that was sent to PSA for a grade review that resulted in the grade being downgraded to a 9. The card value dropped $800,000. not 8,000, not 80,000. The card dropped 800,000. PSA tweeted, the owner was compensated for the difference in value under the terms of the PSA grade guarantee, which people started looking into, and they noticed that the PSA grade guarantee terms say that there's a $250,000 cap. So a couple things here. Did PSA compensate him the full 800,000, or did they only go up to their cap of 250,000? We don't know. But a really, really important thing for everybody in this hobby, anybody watching this that stumbled onto this, to remember is we get upcharges. So people like this can be handed out huge amounts of money when they screw something up. All of us are paying upcharges. So the people that have problems with the high-end cards can be made whole. They don't give a shit about us. We're just the people funding all of the high-end people to get their money back. So a lot to unpack here, though. First of all, nobody's really sure why the collector sent the card back and had it changed, why they sent it back for the grade.
Matt Turner owed him money.
I mean, did he, if you had a card that's a 10 and you looked at it and you're like, this isn't a 10, would you send it in for a grade review? Or did they promise you they're going to make it whole, even if they're, I figured that must be the case. They must have told them, well, we need to get this, fix this, but we'll make you whole. We'll cover the 800, even though we say 250,000. We wouldn't get that, but certain collectors apparently do.
I need to know who owned this card. I need to know how they're related to Nat Turner. Not even joke. No, I'm not literally related, but what their relationship with PSA and Nat Turner is for them to get 800,000, which again is,
and get to keep the card as a 9,
and get to keep the card as a 9. Hey, maybe crack it and resubmit it and get a 10 again. Who knows? Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. And I replied to some moron who tweeted about this. And to your point, Mike, I said, so all the little people pay upcharges to make sure the rich company and the rich hobby investor are made whole. Cool. Like, it is, if you don't think this is a rich person's hobby, then you are blissfully ignorant, and congratulations to you. I wish I was that way at some points along the way as well. But in the words of Thanos, I am not you are not the only one cursed with knowledge. It's brutal that, these rich people just kind of have made this hobby whatever it's their playground at this point. And yes, we're all paying those upcharges, those $20, $30, $40, $100 upcharges on our cards, so that this guy, who again, I need to know a lot more details. Like, the PSA took like a victory lap on this.
Yeah. And they had Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson tweeted about it too.
Yeah, that's the idiot I replied to.
Yeah, I know, but people were asking him, so are you sure that they paid him the whole 800,000? And then he was like, oh, well, I don't know. Right. It was really weird. It was really weird because he was like kind of, mimicking, parroting what PSA said, like, oh, they made the collector whole. And then when people said, well, the guidelines say they don't pay that much, and then he backed up to oh, well, I don't know. Kind of feel like he knows, and he might have been told to tweet that.
To shut up. Right. But this victory lap of, hey, look, we just helped this rich guy out.
Yeah.
Like, have you checked the economy recently, people? Like, it's so tone deaf, and so tin-eared.
Let me just throw something in. There's video on this channel here. I sent a Kobe Bryant PSA to PSA, a Topps rookie card, a number of years ago. It came back in 8. And then when I had it listed on eBay, somebody noticed there was damage on the back side of it. Do you think they made me whole for the value of what the card was as an 8 to the 5? No, they made me whole based on the declared value, which I had no idea it was going to grade an 8. I thought it was going to grade like a 7 or so. So I had it declared value of like $75, $100. It wasn't like the $200 and some that it became by being a higher grade than I expected, because, I'm not a professional grader, so I don't know what this grade is going to get. So I put what I thought was a realistic raw value, which was, but they didn't compensate Mike from Mike's Retro Trading Cards for the $250 card he lost. They just compensated it at declared value. Sorry, I interrupted there, but I didn't get that treatment, so it pisses me off.
But it's silly to think that you would. Honestly,
but
like,
Mike from Mike's Retro Trading Cards.
Yeah, I tried to explain that doesn't mean as much as you think it does, and you push back on me a little bit. But no, honestly, it doesn't. Sadly, it doesn't. But
my mind is blown.
Yeah, you need to have cards that are worth so much that the difference between a 9 and a 10 is almost $1 million. Like, those are the cards that you need to have. It's just, but again, to my point, like, this is just a clear situation of rich people helping rich people. The company is made whole because they get to upcharge. By the way, if you have cards that are teetering a little bit at PSA right now, they're going to teeter to the high level so they can upcharge you to make up this $800,000. Just throwing that out there.
We've had a lot of gross stories this week. Like, they're gross. And another descriptive word that Mike used is weird. And that's the only thing that I thought about this. Like, this when Mike first brought it up. Like, it's just such a weird thing. Like, why in the world, if you had this card was as a PSA 10, would you want it to go to a PSA 9? Until I listened to you guys talking about it. Clearly, the bottom line is this person now gets to keep this card, but gets a whole pile of cash stuffed in their pocket. That is. If you need a reason for regulation,
we broke
regulation like that. That's it, right? Like, I mean, holy crap! Like, and first off, we're talking about the numbers here: $800,000 and $250,000 is their cap, their limit. Like, look at the amount of money that we're talking about. Like, it's just like an outrageous amount of money. Mm-hmm. Again, like Joe, I think, said earlier, for cardboard, players on cardboard. Like that's all kind of is, but. That is and I we all love them. Don't get me wrong, and I hate to dumb it down, kind of like tear it down like that. But the bottom line is that's all it is, and they're like, the amount of money is just insane. Like,
but it's something piece of cardboard in a piece of plastic with a piece of paper at the top that has a 10. Right. Like, it's not the cardboard anymore. That Wilt Chamberlain could not even be in the slab and people wouldn't care. They just care about the piece of paper at the top of it.
Yeah. Again, that begs the question: why would anybody ever take that card and say, "Please give me a 9," and all they wanted was the cash and to be able to keep the card? And that's insane to me.
Yeah, because they knew they were going to be made whole and get to keep the card. So, because they wouldn't be able to sell the card as a 10 with the condition it was actually in and get that kind of money out of it, which would say to me that that's not really what the market was for. But hey. If they gave it to him, don't give me my $250. Trust me, don't give me that. All right. I thought this was fantastic. Do you want to know what the total number of cards printed for 2025 Topps Chrome basketball is?
Oh, where's that?
This is courtesy of at Wax Metrics, METRIX on Twitter. They had a deep dive that I could not go into, or we would have been talking about this whole podcast. But the total number of cards printed by his work on all the odds and everything are 89,850,600 individual cards.
So
89 million. Almost 90 million cards printed.
So 90 million times $2 a card, right? At least.
There you go.
I mean, honestly, right? Yeah. So your mega box was it was about $2 a card.
Yeah, a little bit more than $2 a card. Yep.
I'm curious what I
think hobby
card for a hobby. Yeah. So that's literally printing money. Literally printing money.
I feel like like if you look back through time and stuff, like there are different like eras you can tell, but like looking at the earth, like you can tell like there's a lot of plants this time. There were dinosaurs this time. This was all plants. There's no animals alive at all. are they going to look back at this era and just going to be Topps Chrome cards? Like they're just going to be Chrome cards, like when the aliens come and we're all gone, like humans are all gone. They're going to find this layer of the earth where there's nothing but Topps Chrome basketball cards, or all Topps Chrome cards, and it's just basketball. But because if you think about that, 89 million of those, how many are they printing on baseball? How many are they printing on football? Like, I mean, maybe not as much because
and that's
basketball,
Chrome, not flagship even.
Right.
Yeah. There's more flagship, right?
Yeah.
Well, and 90 million cards printed of Topps Chrome, and small breakers like Dane from Dynasty Breaks can't get an allocation.
Right.
Seriously?
Yeah, get the F out. Yeah.
It's just crazy. All the different, but like the way he broke it down, they've kind of hit a sweet spot with this product because they can print a boatload of it, but they can also charge a high price because they have a lot of stuff in it that would be life-changing money if you pulled these cards out of it. Did you notice the gold logo man? They have 4 of each for the basketball.
So 101, but it's 4 of the 4 1-of-1s?
They have
1 of 4.
Apparently they have 4 of each of the cards instead of 1. So, but there you go. You can make 4 times as much product and have the same odds for it by putting 4 of those cards in. It's the old, add a couple more parallels. They're just doing it like at the 1-of-1 level. So
anyone who was complaining about how terrible Panini was, Fanatics taking it to a whole different level. EP, you are now Homer Simpson going back into the hedges, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like I mean, the thing is, let's not excuse Panini because I mean, Topps is just taking their playbook. Topps is just taking their playbook and they're ramping it up. So I mean, I just want to make sure we're not.
Their playbook, shredded it, drew up their own, which was like way longer and way more trick plays, and decided to jam it down our throats. Yeah, I'm just Topps in their first year. Not even with all the licenses have been worse than Panini has been since I've been back in the hobby.
So, Joe, what are the odds right now of you actually buying a Topps Chrome football box when it comes out next year?
0.0. Because I think of it this way: how I could buy 3 boxes of Star Trek Rittenhouse.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. And this is maybe,
maybe. Yeah, and this is a guy who like you were Topps Chrome, like you were Topps Chrome fiend forever, right? Like absolutely. Yeah.
I bought a case of 1999 Topps Chrome, 1 box at a time at the shop, I think. Like, yeah.
All right. Well, there were some big sales this week. I just wanted to get this out there because these are cards we talked about. The Jordan and Kobe dual logo man 1-of-1 without the auto ended up selling for $3.17 million. That is the highest price for a non-autographed card like that, a modern card. The Ohtani gold logo man 1-of-1 that we talked about last week, I believe it was, ended up at $3 million. That is the highest priced ultra modern card, baseball card, and the highest priced Ohtani card. And the Cooper Flag Chrome 1-of-1 Superfractor autograph, which was graded PSA authentic, not a grade, that sold for $180,000. And one other card that hasn't sold yet but was pulled, the LeBron James Superfractor 1-of-1 auto that David Adams has a $500,000 bounty on, was also pulled. Would you sell that? Is it $500,000 or is that more? I feel like that would be more.
Yeah.
I would take a chance at an auction. Yeah, for sure.
I think I would too.
Send it to one of the big auction houses.
Did either of you guys buy that Jordan Kobe card?
I was in at 2.99. I was in at 2.99.
Oh, yeah, I was at 2.7.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah,
our two investor groups.
We should have went together, the two of us, and we could have got it. Dang.
The Cooper Flag being graded authentic, I kind of like that because I tell people all the time, why are you grading 1-of-1s? Like, if you look at that card, there must have been something that they saw. Like, if it's not going to get a 10, what's the point of grading it anything but authentic?
Or if you watch the show and you listen to Joe, please let us know in the comments. Like,
if you were the Cooper Flag person, you're like, that Joe Day said I shouldn't grade 1-of-1s. So
great.
There you go. That would be hysterical.
Oh, well, also this week, the first ever Mantle Hobby Awards were released. And all I'm going to tell you is On Wednesday, the second annual Mike's Retro Trading Cards Hobby Awards are going to be released. So don't care about what the Mantle Hobby Awards were. They're just copying off of us. We're doing it for the second time, and we're doing that Wednesday. So make sure you watch the Wednesday show. Little Christmas Eve award show there for you. So speaking of Christmas, this is the time of year that we like to give stuff away.
Mm-hmm.
Give stuff away to our viewers. So I believe what we did last year was the next week's podcast. So if you watch next week, you will be entered into this. But what do they have to tell us in the comments this year? Oh, we didn't come up with something ahead of time. Gonna have to think on the spot. Joe, you're usually good at this.
I was going to say you just have to type out Eugene Ponderosa and perfect spelling. But how about, well, we could do that. Or we could say they have to tell us what they hope to get for Christmas that's hobby related.
There you go. So let us know what you want for Christmas that's hobby related. And if you don't have that, we'll also accept Eugene Ponderosa.
Yes. There we go.
So, either of them. So, Joe, show us what you have. We're doing 3 giveaways, one from each of us. So we will have 3 winners next week. We'll get the Wheel of Destiny, I believe I called it last year, ready to go next week. And we will pick winners on the podcast. But these are the prizes we're going to give.
So I decided to do a Mike's Retro Trading Cards video related rips that we did, something from the different rips that we've done over the last year to year and a half, some cards from those breaks and rips and stuff like that. So there's going to be a few base sets, few insert sets here. So first, you're going to get a complete set of Star Trek Picard seasons 2 and 3 and Star Trek Strange New World season 2. So you'll get complete base sets of that because I ripped those on the channel. You also get a complete base set of Cheers because I ripped those on the channel as well. So you get a complete base set of that. Thank you, Bargain Boxer, for donating back your cards from the Game of Thrones set. So one of the things I'll be giving away in this is from Bargain Boxer, a complete set of the Game of Thrones that we had ripped. So you'll get a lot of cool base sets, great for binders. And then I had to find something from Fleer Ultra Wolverine because we opened a little bit of that.
A little bit.
So I decided I pulled out some of the pop culture cards. So you'll get an Iron Man, you'll get a Thanos, you'll get a Carnage, you'll get a Captain America.
Wow.
And you'll get a Thor. There you go. So you'll get some pop. I keep saying Pop Century, pop culture. You'll get some of those. But I think the thing that people are going to like the most, so we ripped Batman Metal, but we ripped it as a channel, so it didn't feel right taking something from that. But what I have been buying, I've been buying some of the Jambalayas, like the lesser known character Jambies, and I accidentally bought 2 of one of them. So you will get a Firefly Jambalaya.
Wow.
Batman Metal.
Can I enter?
No.
Yeah, I mean, holy cow.
So yeah,
I want Joe's pack.
So someone's getting a Jambalaya. So there you go, a little extra Jambi. Don't worry, I picked out the better one for my collection, but you still get a pretty good one. So there it is. That's it's a Mike's Retro Trading Cards through the years, because of Fleer Ultra. A couple of these were last year, but still we'll play around with it. But there it is. It's all non-sports, all some mostly base sets, but some fun inserts as well. So there it is.
Wow. I mean, how do I even follow that? Like
I know
my gift pack is crap. Last year, my gift pack I thought was pretty good. This year, I don't have like an extra notebook to give out, like that sort of stuff. But I do have a pretty cool setup, I think. So
well, let's see it.
All right, I have everybody.
If we can see it in the dark down there,
right? I know it's getting dark here. I've everybody needs supplies, so I'm going to give you a whole pack of top loaders, a sealed pack of top loaders from BCW. Also a pack of soft sleeves. There you go. 5 of the magnetic
Ooh.
one touches. And then for the cards, these are I mean, they're not anything like what Joe's given out, geez. But these are cards that I pulled from the football card collection that me and Mike both have owned, and in theory, both of us have touched the cards. I pulled these out for myself. I thought they had cool photos.
Show
and,
used.
yeah, definitely. But this is just a Lonnie Young card, but I thought the photo was really cool and just nothing crazy. Same with this Chris Zorich card. I think this maybe had been used on.
I used it on 3 cards.
Yeah, just
on 3 cards.
Really cool photos. And I pulled that aside for myself, and then another Chris Zorich where he poured water over himself. Just kind of cool photos on that. I also have 2 packs of a card product that I've been taking with me to card shows for it's probably been a couple years now, and it is the 2021 Contenders. Mike's tracking out these Contenders draft picks and prospects, because I keep saying I'm just going to open these up because I think I've sold 3 packs out of it. Nobody's pulled the auto yet, so there's a chance to get like a Trevor Lawrence autograph out of these. I think there might be a Tom Brady autograph in that set. I'm not 100% sure about that, but there has not been an autograph pulled.
EP guaranteeing a Tom Brady auto out of the 2 packs.
I'm not guaranteeing that, but I'm giving 2 packs of those, and then my last one is a card that is near and dear to me that I used on 3 cards, and that is the Barry Sanders with the hole in it. It's a like $11 card. It's the only one of these that I have, and so yeah, I'm gonna include this. I put a little note on the back that says, "Please watch 3 cards. It's my favorite show," and just making sure that whoever gets it watches that show. So yeah, so I mean this actually card. It hurt me a little bit to do this. Was like, you know what, this is a card that if you watch our stuff, you know that I love Barry Sanders, and you know I love this kind of card, so I want to include that in there. So there you go. That
you know why he's including that Barry Sanders? Because it's not grade worthy. He was going to grade it.
Got a hole in it, yeah.
A hole in it, so he's not going to grade it.
All right, I feel cheap now, but I only have 2 things. But I am going to give away a mega box of 2023 Topps Series 1 baseball. These are like $50-$60 a box on eBay now. I looked it up. I was like, do I really want to give that away? But yeah, I decided I was going to do it. So here it is. I've had this sitting around, didn't open it, and maybe it has something really good. It has green parallels, heavy lumber cards, autographs. Yeah. So
did you CT scan that though before you added it to your?
Yeah.
You okay.
Absolutely did. And because it's the holiday, it wouldn't be a giveaway if I didn't include the next installment in the Mike sketch card 1 of 1. This year, the original one was black. Last year, we had the blood red variant.
Yeah.
This year, we have the orange variant with, look at that, an inscription. What is up? Inscription on that. It's dated down here. The 1 of 1 got the signature right there. The orange variant of the 1 of 1 comes in this nice. This is actual card stock too. I did not skimp out. Look at that. That is thick card there. Beautiful drawing. Like I have to say, out of the 3, this one I think artistically probably my best work.
I agree.
I do have to say the hair is a little bit lower on the card than it is on your actual forehead.
I also noticed how the one leg is kind
camera angle.
Are you running in that photo? Because I can tell your leg looks like curved a little bit. Are you running? Is that what that indicates?
Yeah, probably. I think I was kickboxing.
Okay,
kickboxing. Right. That checks out.
I'm like boom, boom, yeah. Ow, ooh, hurt my knee. So yeah, the orange variant of the 1 of 1 with the "what is up" inscription on it, right?
Great. The inscriptions go for more.
Yeah, I mean that increases the value by x 10x, right?
I wanted to put "what is up, RetroManiacs," but the marker's too thick, and I could not fit RetroManiacs on there. So it's the "what is up" variant. But yeah, to go along with the box of Topps baseball. So,
they don't even need the box.
This was not given to me by Topps. I want you to know I purchased this back in 2023 with my own money. This was not sponsored by anybody. We're not affiliated with Topps. We're not affiliated with PSA. We're not affiliated with Fanatics or BGS or anybody. This is our own stuff.
I just thought of something too. All my stuff is Rittenhouse and Upper Deck. By design, I think. By design. We are sponsored, though, by EP's OnlyFans page.
Yeah.
He does still have, for the rest of the year at least, he has this little block. So,
yep.
And if you own a beer company, by all means, get in touch. That's all we want. Sure. We will take beer sponsors. We will not take card sponsors. Not all right. I don't know. I guess I'll see you Wednesday morning, but I want everybody out there to have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, Happy New Year, all that fun stuff. But be safe out there. If you're traveling, make sure you stay safe. Just be careful because we can't afford to lose any viewers.
Yeah, we can't.
No. So, but other than that, that's all I got for you. It's a pretty good chat this week, and I will see you next week. Take care, guys.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
We're gonna get demonetized.
Yeah. If you buy Topps Chrome basketball, know what you're getting into. Just know what you're getting into when you do it. Don't be dumb like me.
Is that how you're ending the show every week now? See ya, boys.
Yep. Eugene Ponderosa signing off.